Hello folks, I hope you're all doing well. We are back here in the greenhouse, or as I like to call it these days, tomato A&E. So those of you who saw my video the other week there would have seen the problems I've been having with the tomatoes, where I think the cause of the sort of stunted growth and the leaves falling off has been overwatering. Now, I wasn't going to film this today. I was just quite happy in here. I've got a bit of a headache. I'm not feeling so great, but I was just happy in here, pottering away, and I was doing a bit of this and a bit of that, and I thought, no, you know what, we'll do a quick sort of 5-ish minute video and I'll show you what I'm doing, just in case, if it helps anybody else who's had the same problem as me. Then I thought, well, it's worth doing this video. So let me show you the sort of thing I'm dealing with. So these are what the tomatoes are looking like at the moment. So bearing in mind, a week to 10 days ago, they were in this sort of size pot, and they were really, really, really wet. So I potted them up into this size pot. I took the compost out of this one. I kept the plant in the root ball as one, put it in here, fresh compost around the outside and underneath, mixed in with vermiculite in the hope that it would draw the moisture out. Now, a couple of them seem to be doing okay. A couple of them seem to have come on all right. Let me just show you this one here. So this is a sun gold one, which isn't actually looking too bad. It's looking okay, but if we go back to this one, it's still looking not great, and we'll give it a quick test with the moisture meter to see what it's looking at, and it's not too bad actually on there. Let's show you that, just so I'm not making things up. It's just about on 3 or 4 out of 10, but it's still not doing great. So what I've been doing is with these ones, here's an example of one I did earlier. I've taken them out of the pots entirely, taken all the compost off them. I've been and bought a brand new sealed bag of compost, a totally different brand, so different to the one we've been using, although I'm fairly sure it's nothing to do with the compost, but let's just take that out of the equation. Let's get rid of it. Different brand, different type. It's been sieved to within an inch of its life. It's been mixed in with loads of vermiculite again, ready to go. So we're going to take all the old compost out of here, all of it off the roots. We'll pot them up, we'll try and get them sort of much deeper potted, so any of those little hairs that are on the tomato stems form roots and create a much stronger plant and give us a little bit more hope of these recovering and becoming stronger plants. So if you bear with me, I'll get you switched around in here and I'll just take you through how I'm going to do one of these. So we'll use this one as an example. This is the one I was showing you just before, and this one is a honeycomb tomato, and this was sown on the 26th of March. So I mean, we're what, 6-7 weeks on, and it should be miles bigger than that. So what I'm doing is I've got one of these little sort of plastic sort of kick bucket kind of things down here. It's coming out. You can see the dry compost there, where it's not really absorbed much of the stuff from the core. So we'll get rid of all of that. And look at that in the middle there. This is still this really wet compost that's just clinging on to those roots in the middle there. So I'm just going to gently sort of give it a bit of a squeeze, and then I'm going to tap it on my hand. So I've already done some of these, which is why I'm sort of covered in compost already, and I've developed a bit of a technique for doing it. So I sort of give it a bit of a squeeze, and then sort of bash it on my hand a little bit, and give it a bit of a rub, and it slowly takes all of that wet, claggy sort of compost on there, and I'm just going to get shot of that compost. It's going to go in the council recycling bin. Like I said, I don't think it's the compost, but you know what? Let's just get shot of it. And let me pick this pot up and bring it over here and show you there. So that's the root ball, and again, this time of the year, I'd expect the roots to be much bigger and much better on tomato plants, So what I need to do is pot it on. So let me just adjust the camera here a little bit, because it's more important that you see what's going on here again instead of me. Hello. Well, I'll get something set up properly in here at some point. So I'm just going to put, it's about 3/4 of a handful of tomatoes in there, and I'm not bothered if it covers the seed leaves. So the little seed leaves down there, they're going to die off soon anyway. So I'm just going to pinch them off. All right. And I want to try and get this as high up this stem as I can. And that's not too bad there, actually. That's just about coming up to the bottom of the leaves. So I'm just going to pile that in give it a little bit of a shake about, and just when it's near the top, I'm going to compress it down a little bit, not loads and loads and loads and loads, just a wee bit, just enough in there, and we'll push that down. And if I can find the label again that I've just buried under the compost, we'll pop the label in there and we'll take a look. And here it is. Here's our little tomato plant potted on. Let me show you it quite close there, so you can see I've come all the way up here. And beforehand, let me show you this. This one looks so sad. Let me show you this. Look how they look. Look at that. You know, that's kind of, I mean, that's a bit extreme. That was this one's much worse than the one we just did. But it's kind of how it was, and we've brought the compost all the way up the stem there. And if I just let's just pop the moisture meter. I've not put any water in this compost whatsoever, and we'll show you there. And that is down onto number 2. So what these probably will do is they will need a little bit of water, but I've got a little trick. You know those, if you've got a steam iron, you know the little plastic cup that comes with it, that you measure the water in to put into the steam iron? That's what I'm going to use to measure out just enough water, just so that sort of that moisture meter goes up to about number 4, maybe number 5, and get them just right. So I'm going to be really, really careful over the next few weeks, giving them just the right amount of water to see if we can get these little plants to recover. But it's not all doom and gloom. Like I say, some of them are looking a lot healthier. You know, there's a couple of dead leaves on the end there still, but the top of the plant on this one, that's the sun gold one, is looking a lot better. And this one here, what's this one? Another sun gold one. Maybe sun gold's very resilient. There you go. That one's looking a lot stronger as well. And I've got little tomato plants dotted about over here. I'm hoping this is a Brad's Atomic Grape. That, you know, this isn't being potted on. You can see there's still a bit of stem there, so we'll see. I do have another size of pot up that I could use. Let me show you them there. But I mean, they're much bigger, and I don't want to completely drown the plant in the pot, because that's not going to help either. So I think this size of pot for now. I'll give it another week or 2, and I'll come back and I'll show you how they're getting on. Anyway, hopefully that's been useful, but that's me done for today. Thank you very much for watching, folks, and hopefully I will see you on the next one. Bye for now.